Welcome to Life Editor Weekend. Woo! Thank you so much for joining me today. I am thrilled that our virtual retreat is finally here. I've been looking forward to Life Editor Weekend for weeks and weeks now, and here it is. We are going to have the most amazing time today, spending 7 hours editing your life and business. Thank you so much for joining me. So I'm Sage Grayson, and I am a former book editor turned life coach. I help ambitious women edit their habits, routines, and mindsets to balance their happiness at work and home. I'm a life editor, and so are you. Even if you are entirely new to life editing, you are going to learn all about my framework, the life editing process, during today's sessions, and we are going to have a wonderful time doing it. So before we get started, let me make sure that you have already downloaded your virtual retreat workbook. So there is a link in the description for this video, either on Facebook and YouTube, and you can download your workbook. Make sure you download your workbook right away, because we're going to be using this throughout all 7 sessions during today's retreat. So you want to make sure you have this. You're also going to want to make sure you have a journal or a calendar or planner or something else to take notes with during today's sessions. All right, so why are we having Life Editor Weekend right now? We're doing this for a few reasons. But first of all, we have so much to celebrate today. First of all, I recently reached 1,000 subscribers on YouTube, and that just makes my heart feel so full. Thank you so much for all of you who have subscribed, all of you who enjoy my YouTube videos. And if you haven't subscribed on YouTube yet, go ahead and do that so you don't miss any of my life editing tips and tricks. And you'll also be first to know when I launch new products and programs. All right, so that's number 1. We are celebrating 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. Number 2, and this is a big one, the revamped Life Editor Clubhouse is celebrating its 1-year anniversary right now this week. So Life Editor Clubhouse is my membership site where all of my business and life classes get put, and we have weekly group calls. It's all of my life editing trainings, so you can get more life editing help every single month. So we do a big video training every month, and then we have weekly group calls. We also have a Facebook group that's pretty active. So if you haven't checked out the Clubhouse yet, please do. We are so proud that we've made it a full year of the revamped Clubhouse, and it's wonderful, and it's growing every month. And I'm so happy for all of the members. All right, and the final thing, the third thing that we are celebrating today, and it kind of blows my mind to think about this, but this month, June of 2021, is my 10-year anniversary as a life coach. I started my online life coaching business 10 years ago this month. And it blows my mind. It absolutely blows my mind. And I'm so grateful for all of the wonderful ladies, all of the wonderful life editors that I've been able to work with over the past decade. So this weekend retreat is going to be a compilation of my best life editing strategies that I have learned over the course of these 10 years and that I've been sharing with thousands of different women. So if you are completely new to life editing, you're in the right place, because this is your crash course. All right, now it wouldn't be Life Editor Weekend if we didn't have some prizes. Oh yeah. Now, normally when I host Life Editor Weekend, and I've done this many times over the course of my 10 years as a life coach, but normally when we do Life Editor Weekend, we rent out a nice vacation home, or we have it in a beautiful like hotel overlooking a lake, and there's palm trees, and it's all wonderful, and it's luxurious, and it's a beautiful place for all of us to bond together. But we're not able to do that right now because of the worldwide health crisis that we are in. And I want to thank all of you for being flexible and doing this virtual retreat, because this is really the heart of what it means to be a life editor. With life editors, we know that sometimes there are obstacles in our lives. Sometimes life gets messy, but we just roll with the punches. We keep editing. We keep improving what we've got. And that's what I really love about life editing. It's not a total makeover. We don't take your rough draft life and throw it in the trash. No, we use what we got. We edit it. We make it work for us. And that's what we're doing today during this virtual retreat. All right, so talking about prizes, I am giving away a different prize for each of the 7 sessions during today's retreat. So the prize for this session is my Edit My Life Planner. So this is new. It just came out last fall, and it has been a huge hit among life editors because we are all about planning our dreams, getting our goals set, figuring out our projects and tasks, and putting them into daily action plans. So we are always inching towards what we want. We are working on our dreams and we are working it well. So the Edit My Life Planner is a digital 5-day video course and planner bundle. It's going to help you stop procrastinating and get stuff done. With the Edit My Life Planner, you're going to get more done in the next 12 weeks than you did in the past 12 months. I know that's a big promise, but it's true. Once you figure out how to properly goal set and plan your days, it's like a light bulb goes off in your head. It's amazing. So the Edit My Life Planner digital 5-day video course and bundle is the prize for this session. So how can you win this wonderful prize? Let me tell you. So to win each of the session's prizes, all you have to do is leave a comment. Leave a comment on Facebook underneath the video, or leave a comment on YouTube under the video. And here's the thing, if you are not watching live as we're recording this, no worries. I do understand that a lot of life editors are not where I live. They are all over the world. Now, I'm filming this in the morning in Los Angeles, but maybe you are at work, or maybe you're taking care of your kids, or maybe you're asleep, and that's okay. There's a reason it's called Life Editor Weekend. You have all weekend long to watch these videos and to leave a comment. So leave a comment under any video to enter that session's giveaway. And you've got through Sunday, June 13th, 2021 to leave a comment. So you've got now through Sunday to leave a comment. Don't worry, if you're on my email list, you're going to get reminders too. So go ahead, take your time, go through the sessions that make sense for you or are most exciting, and you've got the whole weekend to comment and enter the giveaways. All right, sound good? Last little bit of housekeeping. At the end of the session, I'm going to show you how you can apply for Life Editor Academy because doors open today. Those of you who have done any of my live Life Editor Weekend retreats, you know that Life Editor Weekend is the launch party for my mastermind group, Life Editor Academy. So stick around to the end and I will show you how you can apply to the Academy. If you can't wait, the link is in the description and you can apply right away. All right, if you're here live, go ahead and click the StreamYard link in the description so I can see your beautiful faces and names. Otherwise, you just come up as a blank user. All right, this is session 1 of the Life Editor Weekend virtual retreat. And in this session, we are going to be welcoming you to the retreat and recapping the challenges and successes that have already happened this year. And I'll also introduce you to the very first step of my life editing process. Sound good? All right, let's go. Here we are in Life Editor Weekend Retreat. And when you think of the word retreat, well, you probably think of a vacation. It's a getaway. We're going to Hawaii. We are at a retreat with a fruity drink in our hand. The sun is shining. We're eating good food. Maybe we're getting a massage at the spa. And we're doing all of those fun things that maybe we don't get to do in our regular life. It's a retreat. It's a party. Well, yes, that is one definition of a retreat. That noun, that party, that celebration. And as you can see, I've got my decorations up. I am totally dressed for a party. I hope you guys are too. No, you're probably in your pajamas. That's okay. You guys don't have to be all dressed up. This is your retreat. But we are having a definite party today at the retreat. And I like that idea. I know you do too. I love having a party. I love celebrating. But retreat means something different too. So the noun retreat is a party, but the verb retreat, to retreat, means something completely different. So as you are thinking about the word retreat, think about it in the sense of retreating and stepping back from whatever it is that's overwhelming, that is frightening. Like think of like an army that is stepping back from a battle. You are stepping back and retreating from your everyday life, from your everyday struggles. So at Life Editor Weekend, we are here to have a retreat, and we are also here to retreat, and maybe even retreating into ourselves. This is your chance to work on yourself. No chores, no work obligations, no other things going on. And if you haven't already, silence your phone and close out any other apps that you might, or any other tabs that you might have open, because this is really time for you. We are going to retreat together. All right. Before we get into that, Final Sage says, half pajamas, half ready for the day. That sounds about good to me. I mean, it is a Friday after all. Leave a comment and let me know how many of you are in pajamas, how many of you are dressed for today. And also, if you want to leave a comment and let me know, where are you calling in from? Even if you are watching the retreat replay a few days later or even months later, leave a comment and let me know where you are watching from. As I said before, I am in Los Angeles, California right now. All right. Let's do a little journaling, because I want to figure out what retreat means to you and how you might want to present yourself and what kind of intention you want to set for the rest of the retreat. So Final Sage says, Riverside, California. Oh yeah, West Coast ladies. All right, so get out your journal or a notepad, or even just write it on the back of your workbook, which you should have printed out already. And we're going to do a little journaling about what it means to retreat. So I've got some journaling prompts for you. And if you're watching this later, go ahead and pause the video and take your time with each of these prompts. That's why you have the entire weekend to watch these videos. Megan says, watching from Singapore. Megan, it's good to see you. And definitely my PJs, it's 12 a.m. I know. Thank you for those of you who are actually here live on the other side of the world, because I know you must really care about life editing to be here live. But don't worry, if you fall asleep, you've got all weekend to watch these videos. Good to see you, Megan. Okay, so in your journal, here's your first prompt that I want you to start thinking about. When I hear the word retreat, I feel blank. Think about that. When I hear the word retreat, I feel blank. So maybe like you think of the common version of retreat, like we just talked about, like it's a noun, it's a party. We are getting away and having some fun and goofing off and drinking a few fruity drinks or whatever. Maybe that's how you feel about retreat. Or maybe the verb type of retreat was the first thing that came up to you, like to retreat, like I need to step back. And the great thing about using retreat as a verb is that when you step back from the stresses of life, it gives you a chance to recharge, to refresh, and to find other solutions. If you just keep plowing forward, you're gonna end up in big trouble. That's why we do have to retreat from our lives every once in a while. So write in your journal, when I hear the word retreat, I feel, and if you want to leave a comment right now, let us know what you're thinking. That would be great. Joelle says 6 p.m. here in Belgium. Okay, not too late. It's good to see you, Joelle. Thanks for joining us. But yeah, I think we have life editors all over the world watching the retreat. I'm so happy you're here. Okay, second prompt that I want you to write in your journal is what I most yearn for in a retreat right now is, so what I most yearn for in a retreat. What do you want out of this retreat? I know it's me here in my funny flower crown and my wacky dress, and I'm leading this retreat, but this is really your retreat too. What do you yearn for? Why are you here? Like, what do you want out of Life Editor Weekend? Are you looking for just a distraction? Are you looking for some productivity tips? Oh, we are going to get to those. Are you looking to figure out what exactly is life editing and how it can help you? Are you looking for business strategies? Oh, we got a whole section of business strategies, especially when I'm going to share all of the lessons that I learned in my 10 years as a life coach. So write that in your journal. What do you yearn for? What are you hoping to get? Tanya says, I think of relaxation, no stress. Yeah, that's a really, really good way to think about a retreat. A retreat is relaxation. There's no stress. There's no work. There's no laundry to do. And there's no kids yelling at you and grabbing you, Mommy, do this for me. There's no school to go to. There's no manager who's yelling at you. It's really a place where it's just you, whatever you want to do. All right, next prompt for your journal. Here's an interesting one. What I fear happening during the retreat is. We're already talking about fear. We got a whole other section about fear coming up. But let's start off talking about a little fear. What do you fear about this retreat? And you may be thinking, well, Sage, I don't fear anything. We're just going to party. We're going to have a good time. And we are going to have a good time today. But we're going to be doing some deep work too. I'm going to be asking you some questions. You're going to be journaling. You're going to be coming up with an action plan. And that means you're going to have to get out of your comfort zone and do some things that might be a little scary. Maybe you fear that you're going to have to make some big change. Maybe you knew this big change was coming, but now you're like, well, now I have no excuse. I've got to do it. Or maybe you're going to fear looking stupid in front of all the other retreat attendees. Like you don't want to comment because you don't want people to know that you don't know what you're talking about, or you have mistakes and problems going on in your life. Believe me, we all have bad things happening in our lives. And maybe you're scared of, just showing up and just being your authentic self. So leave a comment and let me know what you fear, and be sure to write it in your journal too. Even if you're watching the replay, go ahead and pause this and make sure you're answering these prompts. All right, next prompt. What I hope will happen during this retreat. What do you hope will happen during this retreat? I mean, what types of things do you hope I'm going to talk about? Do you think you're going to hear some kind of strategy that's just going to blow your mind? Like, oh my gosh, I never thought of that, and now I can do it. Are you going to think of, I know a bunch of you are already excited for our very last session where we're going to map out your next 12-week plan, which is really exciting. So maybe you're hoping that once you have your 12-week plan, like you can rock and roll, you can go with it, and the next 3 months are going to be the best 3 months of the year. What else are you hoping for? Are you hoping to see Sage make mistakes or whatever? I think we should guess, how long is this flower crown going to stay on my head before it falls off? That's the thing. We're going to be vulnerable. We're going to have fun. So go ahead and be honest with me. What do you hope is going to happen during this retreat? What do you really, really hope is in the next 7 hours? And then I got one last final prompt for you to write in your journal is, I am here because. Why are you here? Whether you are watching live on Facebook or YouTube, or whether you are watching the replays over the weekend, or whether you are watching this retreat months or years from now, why are you here? Leave a comment and let me know. Why are you here today? Are you hoping to transform in some way? Are you hoping to get a deeper understanding of life editing? Are you just trying to have some fun and relaxation after maybe months or years of stress? Let us know. Why are you here today? All right, so let me go over these prompts one more time. And remember to write these in your journal or pause the replay and give yourself some time to really come up with some answers. So when I hear the word retreat, I feel, let's tap into the feeling that you're getting from a retreat. What I most yearn for in a retreat, like what would really make a difference right now? What are you really hoping to get? What I fear happening during this retreat. I don't know. I think by the end of this, some of you are going to have some pretty big work to do, some pretty big life editing changes going on. What I hope will happen during the retreat. Is there something that you really hope is included in here? Is there some kind of breakthrough that you're hoping to have? And then finally, I am here because. Yeah, I'll tell you, I am here because I want to see you life editors succeed. I want you to feel that making tiny, noticeable changes every single day is possible for you. And it's those tiny edits that are going to lead to these great big results that you want. That's what we love about life editing. It is not a total makeover. It is not throwing your life in the trash. It's just incremental little changes. We are editing our lives. We're not trashing our lives. All right, let's do some more work. I want you to open your workbook. If you haven't downloaded your workbook yet, be sure to click the link in the description and you can download your Life Editor Weekend Retreat workbook. So in your workbook, I believe it is like the third page. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Third page, right at the top, we are talking about successes and challenges. So be sure you download your workbook. And if you don't have it right now and you can't get to it right now, just use a notepad or a Post-it note or whatever you got. All right. Let's talk about the challenges from the past 6 months. So we're talking January through June of 2021. We're going to talk about challenges, and I like calling them challenges, not like problems. We're not going to call them problems. They're just challenges. And we're not also going to just like dump on them and be like, oh, this is everything that's wrong. Everything is wrong this year, because that's just not true. If we can frame them as challenges, that means that they are not life-shattering. and we can recover from these challenges. And that means that we can proactively do things to improve our life. So let's take a look at these challenges and see where things maybe weren't the best this year. So we're talking January 2021 through June 2021. I want you to write down the challenges that you faced this year. So what were challenges for you? Well, yeah, for everyone, probably the pandemic. That was a big challenge. I think we're all still dealing with that. Maybe a challenge was, I don't know, maybe you lost your job. I know a lot of my clients lost their jobs during the pandemic, or they lost a lot of their hours, or they were furloughed. There was a lot of upheaval in people's careers. What other challenge were there? Maybe you had relationship challenges with your family, with your partner, with your kids. Maybe you had some kind of health challenge. I know being stuck inside, that can definitely do some bad things to people's health. Maybe you were so anxious and that you were having a lot of trouble sleeping. Think about those challenges. So what challenges were you faced with this year? And go ahead and leave a comment and let me know what kind of challenges you already experienced this year. So Tanya said, I hope to leave the retreat feeling inspired and ready to use my new skills. Yes, that is perfect. That is exactly how I want you to leave the retreat. And especially because we're doing planning the very last session, you're going to leave the retreat with the 12-week plan. And I definitely hope that I can inspire you for the rest of the retreat too. All right, so going back to challenges, in the same vein, I want you to write down what didn't serve me. So was there anything during the year that didn't serve you, that didn't help you become the best version of yourself? So maybe it was a job that was kind of crushing your soul, or maybe it was dealing with your finances that really didn't serve you. Or maybe you ended up not eating so well. You ate a whole bunch of junk food and that didn't serve you, that didn't help your health. Or maybe you found it very hard to reach out to your friends, and keeping up those friendships, it was just draining and you weren't able to do it. So whatever didn't serve you, write that down under challenges. And here is probably the most telling one. I want you to write down what I want less of. Yeah, what I want less of. Was there anything that you experienced so far in the 6 months of this year that you definitely want less of, whatever that is? So less stress, less anxiety, less, confusion with your relationships. I would be really interested to hear what things you want less of, what things you want to basically delete out of your life from this year going forward. I would have to say, like, for me, it was probably anxiety. I had a lot of anxiety. And this has kind of been me for the whole health crisis that we've been in right now, is that you guys know that I'm an extrovert. Like, yeah, of course I'm an extrovert. You guys know that. So I've had to really learn to edit my own life and my own business and kind of switch around the things that I like to do. So I love having personal in-person retreats at a vacation home where I get to see my clients in person, give them big hugs, hang out with them on the couch. And I wasn't able to do that for the past year and a half. And that's been a struggle for me as an extrovert, having to keep myself away from people. So I've had to be inventive and find different ways to connect with people when I can't connect with them personally. How many of you have read the 5 Love Languages? It's a wonderful book. And my love language, no surprise, is touch. So it's been a little difficult for me. That's definitely been a struggle where I haven't been able to touch people for a year and a half. That's been difficult. So that's definitely a challenge that I had. Let me know in the comments. Even if you're watching the replay, go ahead and leave a comment. And remember, as you're leaving comments, you are entering my giveaway for the Edit My Life Planner, which is the giveaway for this session. So Sarah says, less stress. Yes, Sarah, it's good to see you. Yeah, I think we all kind of want less stress. I think it's been very stressful. I think most of us have had to rearrange our whole lives and do things differently the past year and a half. Totally. Absolutely. Okay, so those are your challenges. Are we ready to move on? Ready to do something happy? All right, let's talk about our successes, because you have had some successes this year. Even if it's been a difficult year, even if you're struggling, there have been some successes you've had, and we're going to dig deep and find those successes. Okay, so in the successes portion, again, in your workbook right at the top here, successes, I want you to write down What are you proud of? Yeah. What made you proud this year? Maybe you were able to keep your family happy, even though we're in a pandemic. Maybe you were able to finish school, even do the remote learning. Maybe you were able to still take care of your health. Maybe you have a business and you got some new clients or new customers. That's definitely a success this year. Anything at all that you consider a success. It could even be like a mindset that success that you had. Maybe you're able to shift your mindset and not see everything so doom and gloom, and you were able to think more positively. Yeah, any kind of success at all. I would love to hear what your successes are. Sarah says, my new webinar series, which launches today. I know, Sarah, I'm so excited about that. Yeah, Sarah is one of my longtime clients, and she's a Life Editor Academy member. So yeah, definitely. I know a lot of people, yeah, of course, we struggle with our business the past year and a half, but a lot of people have been able to come through the pandemic and be able to support their customers in totally different ways. And Sarah has been really exceeding with that this year. Fantastic. All right, so what are you proud of this year? Next, I want to see if you can pinpoint your most kick-ass moment. Yeah, so think about the past 6 months. What was your most kick-ass moment where you felt like you were just the best version of yourself? Yeah, like this was my time to shine and I really did it. And it could be in any area of your life. Maybe you had a great launch for your business. Or maybe you ran a marathon, or maybe you showed up and you were the best mom you could possibly be, and you really stood in your power and you were there for your kids. Think about that. What was your most kick-ass moment where you felt like the best version of yourself? Leave a comment. I would love to hear if you have any shining moment during the year where you really stood out and you were really, really proud of yourself. Okay, and the final thing under successes, I want you to write, again, just like we did for challenges, but this time it's what I want more of. Yeah, so we talked about what you want less of, but now let's go into what you want more of. What do you want more of? Is it more love? Is it more compassion? Is it, hey, we can be honest here, it could be more money. It could be more clients. I'm right there with you. I think we all want more money for our businesses, for our careers. Maybe you want more interaction with people. I know I do. Maybe you want more health, or maybe you want more spirituality. Maybe you want more self-care. I think probably every single one of you who are watching definitely needs more self-care. That is something we are going to get to in another session. But yeah, a lot of people are lacking self-care. All right, let's recap that real quick. In your workbook, you're going to write down your challenges and your successes from the past 6 months. So challenges are the challenges I faced this year were what didn't serve me and what I want less of. And then for successes, it's what I'm proud of, my most kick-ass moment, and what I want more of. And I would love it if you would leave a comment and let me know what are your successes and challenges from the past 6 months. Yeah, that's all what we're doing during this retreat today. We are going to look back at what we've done and make a plan going forward. All right. Jennifer, I was able to not go crazy while working from home with my husband and 3 kids. Holy moly. That is a huge, huge accomplishment. Jennifer is one of my clients, and she's also a Life Editor Academy member. And if you stick around to the end of the session, I will tell you how to join the Academy. But if you can't wait, there is a link in this description where you can apply for the Academy. But yeah, I bet a lot of you are in a completely different schedule right now, working from home. And if you've got a spouse, if you've got kids, if you've got your parents living with you, there's probably a big upheaval. And I have it pretty easy. It's just me and my dog. So I couldn't even imagine how you get everything done with a husband, with 3 kids, all in one home. Like that, props to you, Jennifer. That is definitely a kick-ass moment. Awesome. Okay. So now we have recapped the beginning of 2021. And I hope you are feeling a bit proud of some of the things that you've done, and you're acknowledging some of the challenges, because we all have challenges. We are all working on improving ourselves. That's the thing about life editing. It doesn't end. You always keep editing your lives. Okay, let's move on to the very first step of my life editing process. And I know a lot of you are very familiar with my life editing process. It's that circle image that you can see on most of my content and in my website. And the life editing process is my coaching framework. So here's how it came about. Real quickly, there's a whole other session coming up where I'm going to talk about my 10 years as a life coach, and I will go into more detail about how I became a life coach. But basically, life editing is a form of life coaching. And it is when you edit your life the same way a book editor edits a manuscript. So I'm a former book editor, and when I transitioned to life coaching, I noticed I was helping people clean up their lives, get organized, and be successful the same way I used to edit manuscripts. It kind of blew my mind. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm editing my clients just like how I used to edit books. I don't know if is that flattering to be compared to books. I don't know, but it made sense in my head. And I thought, okay, I'm editorial, I'm strategic, I'm analytical. I like step by step by step by step processes. Of course I did, because I was a book editor. So I figured that I could take my editing past and combine it with my new life coaching career and create a framework that would make sense to other type A ladies, to other ambitious ladies who wanted to get stuff done in a clear, defined framework. So life editing is really about how our lives can seem a little messy. Do you remember back in school when your teacher would have you write a rough draft and then you would clean it up before you submitted your final paper? Well, that's kind of what we're doing here. Our lives are a rough draft. They're kind of jumbled up, and sometimes things don't flow the way that we want them to. But with a little bit of editing, with a little bit of polish, with a little bit of rearranging, we can take our rough draft lives and we can edit them into the best versions of ourselves so that we can start our beautiful life story. Like, there is a next chapter out there waiting for you, and life editing can help you reach that next chapter. You like all these book metaphors that I'm using? It makes sense in my head as a former book editor. We're going to slowly edit your life, just like how we edit a manuscript. So that's what life editing is. That's my life editing process. And for the next few sessions, I'm going to lead you through the steps of my life editing process. And it's a 5-step process. And as you know, it's a circle. So you go around again and again and again. But let's start with step 1, create a foundation. So when I was a book editor for 10 years, that's the thing, I was a book editor for 10 years, and now I've been a life coach for 10 years. But when I was a book editor, I was an editor in healthcare publishing. So I edited medical textbooks, which sounds really, really boring, but I actually loved it. And when I was editing medical textbooks, I would get a manuscript dumped on my desk, and it was written by a doctor, most likely. Doctors are wonderful at saving lives. They are not the best writers. So I would get this manuscript that was a total mess, but I couldn't just throw the manuscript in the trash. No, I would be fired if I did that. My point was to edit it. My whole job was to edit it. That's what I was getting paid for. So when I got this messy manuscript on my desk, I knew if I looked hard enough, I could find good things in there. There was some kind of skeleton structure within this messy manuscript, and I needed to find those good things. So even if your life isn't perfect, let's talk about life editing here. If your life isn't perfect and there are messy little bits going on, there still are things that support you, that keep you stable. Those good things in your life, those blessings in your life, that is your foundation. And just like a foundation of a house, it's going to keep you upright. It's going to support you. It's going to hold you in place. So when things get rough, your foundation is there for you. So your foundation are the things that are going well for you right now. And I know that might be really hard, especially for some of you who are going through a really, really tough time, to think about what's going well. And you might think, well, there's nothing going well in my life right now, nothing at all. But let's get really, really granular about the good things in your life, the foundation in your life. At the very basic level, you have eyes to watch this video. You have an internet connection. You probably ate food and drank water today. Those are all parts of your foundation. So think about any little thing that's supporting you, anything that's going well. And the reason we do this, the reason we build up our foundation is because it makes it a lot easier to do the hard work later. So if you take the time to acknowledge your foundation and be grateful for it, then when you're struggling later, you'll know that, oh, I've got my friends and family who support me. Or, oh, this thing isn't working out for me, but thank goodness I have these other resources to turn to. Or, oh no, I lost my job and it's horrible, but maybe I have some savings. Or maybe I know somebody who can get me a job quickly. Or maybe I have other people who are supporting me. Those are all parts of your foundation. And I think some of you kind of recognize this already, that when you are grateful for the things that you already have, you will start to attract more of those positive things. And this is linked to the law of attraction. So think about it. If you are grateful for what you have, then you're going to appreciate it more, and you will notice other opportunities that can lead you in a positive direction. So if you are grateful for your job, even if it's not perfect, then you're going to have an easier time going to work every morning and earning that paycheck than somebody who doesn't like their job and is complaining all the time. Like, nobody wants to work with someone who's complaining, who's a Debbie Downer all the time. That person is probably like in fear of losing their job, because who wants to work with somebody like that? So I remember many, many years ago, I had a really, really horrible job. And I've shared this story before, but I had a really, really horrible job. And I was getting violently sick every morning on the way to work because it was so, so horrible. But I switched my mindset and I focused on gratitude every day instead. I said, I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to get sick every morning for months on end going forward. And so I made gratitude lists. I thought about all the nice things that I could think about from my boss, and it was hard to think of nice things about her. I appreciated little things like I had coffee to drink in the morning, or I had music to listen to during the day, or that I had clothes to wear or a car to drive, all of those things. And after a few months, I started feeling really, really grateful and uplifted in my life. Even though none of the people in my job changed, they were still terrible to me. Like, the actual work didn't change either, but I had changed. And that's why it's so important to build up your foundation, because soon after I was able to apply to another job, and which ended up being my dream job when I was a book editor. And I was able to get out of that situation. But I wouldn't have even had the strength or the focus to apply to a new job if I was still feeling so bad and crappy every single day. All right. So that's what we're talking about your foundation. Now, I've got a few examples for you for how you can build up your foundation. So you can obviously keep a gratitude journal. And let me show you mine. I always show this because I love it so much. But this is my one, can you see this? It's my 1 line a day gratitude journal, where you don't have to write lists and lists and lists of 10 things you're grateful for every day. It's just one shining moment every single day. This has helped me keep a gratitude journal longer than like any other gratitude journal that I've used, because it's so simple. It's just one thing a day I'm grateful for. So you can keep a gratitude journal. You can keep a thank you jar, which is basically the same idea, but you write your gratitudes on little slips of paper and you put them in a jar. And I have a great video on YouTube called Do It Yourself Bucket List Jar, which is the same concept. I have some clients who have like wall calendars or the calendars in their planner. And for each box for the dates of the months, they either write or draw one thing that they're grateful for every single day. It's so simple. And then at the end of the month, you can look back over all of the little date boxes and see all the good things that did happen that month. Here's another idea to increase your gratitude foundation. You can reach out to at least one person per day. So this is building your support network, and the people in your life are also a part of your foundation. So connecting with your coworkers, connecting with your loved ones, and you can make it easy. You can just make it like a text every single day, or you can have a Zoom call, or you can have family dinners, or you can get a coffee break with your coworker, whatever it is, but connect with at least one person every single day. Also, you can do gratitude meditations or affirmations and listen to positive music. So for me, I listen to positive music every morning. And even before this retreat, I was dancing around, being excited and feeling good for the day and feeling like happy that I get to do this retreat. And I love affirmations. So in the morning, if you could just say nice things about yourself or positive sayings, it could be poetry or song lyrics or any kind of mantra. For me, my favorite one is, everything goes right for me. Everything goes right for me. And I even said it this morning too. So whenever I need to put myself up and feel good and remember that there are good things around me, I say, everything goes right for me. Everything goes right for me. Even just saying it a few times can really shift your mindset and put you in a more positive, optimistic, hopeful frame of mind, which will give you the energy to do some of the more difficult editing tasks that we have coming up. All right, other examples for your gratitude foundation is you could clean your house and feel really respectful of your possessions. I know a lot of people who just are kind of lazy, let's say it, lazy about cleaning. So maybe your house gets so dusty, or you do the laundry, but then you let the clean clothes just sit there instead of folding them and putting them away. Or maybe you don't vacuum as often as you need to, or whatever it is, or you have your kids' toys all over the place. But if you could spend a little time respecting the good things you already have, like, of course, you love your possessions and you want more things maybe. So if you respect and clean up the things you have, it'll elevate your mood. And honestly, don't you want to be surrounded by cleanliness and organization rather than every time you get up, you have to walk between your kids' toys, or every time you get up, you see the dirt on the floor? No, just spending a little time showing that you appreciate what you already have, your possessions, your home, wherever you live. That's a great way to build your gratitude foundation. And the final idea for you I have is to take a photo of one thing you're grateful for every single day. And you can text it to a friend, you could save it in your photo album on your phone, or you can do some kind of Instagram challenge or a TikTok challenge where you're just sharing one thing that you're grateful for every single day. All right, life editors, we got some homework for you. I want you to get your workbook out, and there's a section called Create a Foundation Edits. And I want you to write down 5 foundation edits that you want to work on. So maybe you do want to figure out a way to have a gratitude journal. Or maybe you do want to find an accountability buddy and text each other things you're grateful for every day. Or maybe you do want to make it more of a habit of treating your possessions kindly. Whatever it is, maybe you do want to find some kind of uplifting music to listen to every morning. I would love to hear what kind of songs you're listening to. So go ahead and write your foundation edits in your workbook. And as you've probably guessed, we are going to be doing something with all of these edits, all of these things that you are writing in your workbook. And we will get to that in a later session. So please, 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 if you are watching this live, make sure you are doing the exercises as we go through them. And if you're watching the replay, make sure to pause, take time, fill out your workbook, because you're going to need all of these edits later in this retreat. All right. So I want to remind you to comment underneath this video, either on Facebook or on YouTube. And when you do, you will be entered in the giveaway for this session. Remember, there's a different giveaway for every session of the Life Editor Weekend Retreat. And this session is for the Edit My Life Planner. So the Edit My Life Planner is a wonderful 5-day video training course and planner bundle. So you get a 5-day video course, plus you get the printable daily and printable weekly planners. And the Edit My Life Planner is going to help you stop procrastinating and get more stuff done. In fact, you will be able to get more done in the next 12 weeks than you did in the past 12 months. You are going to love my goal setting program in the Edit My Life Planner. It's going to revolutionize how you think about goal setting and how you plan your days. So leave a comment either on Facebook or YouTube, and you'll be entered to win. You'll be entered in the giveaway to win the Edit My Life Planner. All right. So as we talked about at the beginning of this session, the Life Editor Weekend Virtual Retreat is the kickoff for my Life Editor Academy. My Life Editor Academy is my mastermind group for ambitious women who are ready to stop putting their lives on hold and start reaching their big goals. So it is a mastermind group for 15 women, and it's the best of both worlds. You're going to get private one-on-one coaching with me, plus the accountability and support from all of your Academy sisters. It is really a beautiful mastermind program. It's 5 months long. And in addition to the private coaching and the group coaching, you're also going to get 5 monthly virtual retreats. So if you like this Life Editor Weekend Retreat, you're going to love the Academy because we do it every single month. There's also a book club and accountability partners. And if you are excited and interested in applying to the Academy, you can click the link in the description for this video and apply for the Academy now. Like, doors are open today to apply for the Academy. So like I said, we max out at 15 ladies. And right now, because we had an early bird session, there are 5 ladies who are already signed up for the Academy, and we've got 10 spots left. And if you are excited about life editing and you want the support from me and other life editors working together for 5 months as we go through the life editing process, I would love for you to apply. And I've got a great video to show you that will give you more insight to what the Academy is like. Now remember, because we are in the middle of a pandemic, the Academy is virtual this session. But I do have a video that shows you a little bit behind the scenes and how we bond as life editors. So let me bring that up. Whoops, there we go. There we go. right. All right. I hope that gave you a good idea of what it's like to be in the Academy. Again, it's one-on-one coaching plus group coaching. We're going to have themed virtual retreats every single month, accountability partners, book club, and so much more. I would love to see each and every one of you in the Academy. Again, you can click the link in the description to join the Academy, and let me bring up the link here too. So it's bit.ly/LEA group. I would love to see you in the Academy, and we're going to go through 5 months of the life editing process, and we're going to clean up every area of your life and business together. That's the great part about the Academy. It's all about accountability. So we're going to have implementation where you're actually going to do the work. You're going to get extra support from me and your Academy sisters, and you're going to have a great time doing it. So if this interests you, I would love to see you apply for Life Editor Academy. Again, the link to apply is in the description for this video, and I have the link right here on the screen. All right, Life Editors. This has been the very first session of the Life Editor Weekend Virtual Retreat. We talked about your successes and challenges. We recapped the beginning of the year, and I introduced you to the very first step of the life editing process, which is create a foundation. Remember, download your workbook and do these first 2 boxes because we're going to use these later in the retreat. All right, thanks for being here, Life Editor. I will see you at the top of the hour for our next session. All right, see you soon.